a teaser about how to create this cool text effect. So it was a bit delayed, and this is because I just got engaged. And I want to share with you and give you like a sneak peek of the proposal which happened in this beautiful field. So this is me, and this is my beautiful wife to be. And so you can understand why my head wasn't in creating the tutorials. So this is the working example, and we will see how to create it without any code. This is the editor, this is how it looks like, and we'll start by creating a new section above. So let's give it a background color. I'll take it from here, something like this, or maybe I don't remember the color that I used, so let's do something like this. Okay, this is the color that I want to use. All right, so first of all, let's explore the principle. So I tried a few methods how to create it, and this is the best way that I found. If you will have another idea, let me know. I will try to make it in a better way. So first of all, let's copy this text element style. It's a simple text element, and as you can see right here, so I'll change the value here to the number 0 just to get started. All right, the second thing that I'm going to do, I will add a repeater. Actually, you don't have to use repeater. You can use a single text element. You can use a flex box, but I found that this is super fast to do it with a repeater. So let's drag this text element inside a single item and make it 100% and make it centered and dock it to the top. And then I need to remove the height of the item, so I can drag it something like this and select the repeater and change the layout from cards to list. All right, great. The second thing that I'm going to do is to change the width to be max content. By the way, if you don't see these values, of course you need to go to the menu and view, sizing. I'm using the always show advanced. All right, everything is scaled proportionally, of course. If you can see that it is scaling. Great. The second thing that I need to do, I need to get the height of this letter. I'll show you the wrong way, and then I'll show you how to fix it. So basically what we need to do, we need to create a container that will contain this repeater and make everything that is outside of this container to be hidden. So let's just take this as an example, this height of the item. So I'll change it to, first of all, I need to make sure that I don't have unwanted height from the row. So let's make it FR, okay? And then just for now, I'll change it to pixels, okay? So it's 159 pixels. But because we are talking about scale proportion, you can see that I want the height to change based on the screen width. So let's convert it to viewport width, and now you can see that the height is matching our height of the single letter. We can see that for some reason we can see that for some reason we have a minimum height width for the entire repeater, so let's remove it. And now everything is scaling as it should. Great. So we need to make this container, which will contain the repeater later, same height as a single letter. So I'll copy these values and put it right here. Let's make it 10.8 VW. Okay, so it looks something like this, and it's matching the height of single letter. So I'll drag this repeater inside this container and dock it to the top and make it, for now, let's align it to the right side. And I need to make sure that I don't have unwanted height from this container, from the row. So let's change it to be far. And also, I need to make sure the repeater is aligned properly. So here you can see for some reason I have a minus value. So let's make it 0. Okay, so it looks like the container is fitting a single letter, right? But look what happened if I put a button inside, for example, and I want to make it centered. So let's make it centered. Okay, and actually it looks like it's okay. Yeah, you know what, forget what I said. All right, so we have a repeater and we have a container. So I want to make the effect of kind of counting up. It's not really, but something like this. So if I want to cover every number that I have, so basically it's 9 numbers, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So let's clone this item again and again. This container height should be, let's make it very height for now, 200 viewport height. So it looks like this, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's make it even bigger, 300. Okay, so now let's give it a numbers. Okay, so this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need another one. 9. Okay, great. So now I'll show you the principle of what we want to achieve. So let's remove the background color from a single item, and I'll remove the background color of this container also. You know what, I'll do it maybe very, very light, something like this. Okay, so it looks something like this. So now I'll change the overflow content of this. You know what, I will do it later. So the trick is something like this. I'll select the repeater and go to the entrance animation and go to glide, and let's adjust the animation. I want to be want it to be 0, and the distance will be 100%. And this is important. I don't want it to start from off the screen. I want it to be relative to its position. So I'll check it out, unchecked it, and let's make the duration 4 seconds, and let's see how it looks like. So it looks something like this. Okay, this is looks good, but as you can see, I see everything that is outside of this container. So quickly I'll select this container and go to the overflow settings and change it to be hidden. All right, so let's go back again to the entrance animation, to the glide, and let's go to preview, and it looks something like this. But here, this is a beautiful effect on its own, right? But, but here in this example you can see that we have a little different animation. So it's the animation is going out and then it's reverse back, right? So to achieve this, we need to change the easing to ease out back. So it looks something like this. But here, as you can see, at the last item is completely going outside and then it's going back. So to avoid the situation that we don't have any numbers during the animation, so basically we need to switch to move this entire repeater up one letter, and this is why it's important to have the height. So if the height is 10.8 for each letter, I need to take the repeater and give it minus 10.8 VW. Okay, so now we can see the second letter, the second item in the repeater, but also you can see it's not precisely fitting the parent container. This is because of these gaps between the items, so I'll remove them. Okay, so now I can see the number 1 instead of 0. So let's see how the effect looks now. Let's go to the entrance animation and click preview. So now it's look much better. Okay, so basically this is the principle of how to achieve this effect, but we need to do a few more steps. So if we want to build a whole number, so for example here in this example I'll choose like 2024. So I need to clone this repeater a few more times to complete the entire number. So I'll select this repeater and I'll give it also a name so I'll know exactly what it stands for. So this repeater will be for the first letter of the first number 2. Okay, so let's make it first number 2 repeater. Okay, so let's clone it again, Command D, and now I have 2, right? So first of all, let's take the let's change the number to 2, and this will be 0, and align it to left. Okay, and then I'll select the second one, align it to for now I'll just drag it right here. Okay, so let's clone it again. So this is the third one, so this is 3, and this will be also 2, and let's duplicate it again, and this will be the fourth one, and this will be 4. Okay, so 2024, right? So now I'll select all of them together using Shift, and I want to stack them together, not to place them inside a container. So because they are overlapping each other, I need to separate between them. So let's dock this one to the right side, and I'll make the container a bit wider. Let's select the third one and separate it from the fourth. And now I'll select everyone. So now I have the option of stacking. So let's stack it together, all these 4, and I'll change the spacing to 0, and I align everyone to be on top of each other in same height. And you know what, I need some gaps, so let's do like 10 pixels. Okay, and now I instead of give the negative margin to each repeater, I will give the negative margin to the entire stack. So minus 10.8 VW. Okay. So now I want to adjust the width of the parent container to kind of match all my fourth repeater. So let's do something like this. I think it's quite right. So we can shrink everything to see that everything is responsive as it should. All right, so let's go to preview for a second to see how it looks like. So it's look okay, but not perfect, right? So the first thing we need to do, we need to set the numbers right. So I won't do it like the whole process, but just for you to show you how you can do it. So you need to switch back to show. And then if this number is 2, so I think this should be 1, and this should be 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So this should be 0, so this should be 9, this is 1, 2, and so on. And this one is also 2, this should be 1, and this should be 3, 4, 5. And this one is 4, so this will be 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but it makes sense to me. I don't know. If you have a better way to do it, so let me know. So it's something like this. So now I'll select the parent container again and change it to be hidden again. So it looks something like this. Okay, so this is also not right because all the repeater are animating together. And here you can see we have very smooth effect that this is the animation is ending the first, second, third, and fourth. So the solution is super simple. You need to select the repeater. The first one will keep it this same way, and then we'll select the second one and give some delay. So I'll select delay of 200 milliseconds for the second repeater, and for the third one I'll select 400 milliseconds, and for the last one 600 milliseconds delay. And now it should look much smoother. Exactly. All right, so now what we need to do is just to remove this background color. Okay, and this is kind of the final animation that we want to achieve. But how did I create this following animation one by one, just like this? So it's super simple, and it's just the way I did it is I simply duplicate this one a lot of times. Okay, so this is, let's do something like this, and let's duplicate these two again, and now I need to drag this one right here and this one right here. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do another one. I'll drag it right here, and now I'll select all of them and stack them together again. So now I will align everyone to the middle and give like 10 pixels distance between each other and make it perfectly centered. But look, my section is super high, so let's change it to be I want to do like 100 VH, but because I have this banner, so I'll remove it using calculation minus the banner, which is 50 pixels. So now it's perfectly in the center. The second thing that I did is basically I was changing. I cannot select multiple. Okay, I changed the colors, so I will have one that is super strong, which is the middle one. So let's select this color. Let's copy from all breakpoints and paste it like this. And this one I will make darker, maybe even darker, something like this. Apply, and then let's copy and paste it for the first one and the last one. Okay, so now let's publish it to see the final results. Sometimes it's taking too much time to refresh after I publish. I don't know why. Okay, so this is the final results. Beautiful, right? So you can understand that this is just the way to create this animation. You can use your imagination, create like crazy stuff with it. You can animate letters, you can animate images, you can do whatever you like. So I want to show you another way, sorry, just to mention another way to do it. Because you are using a repeater, so you are committed to same elements, right? But if you will use, for example, a flexbox, so here you can basically, if you use rows, you can put a letter and then image and then video and then SVG or whatever you like. Okay, so then you can create more rich animation with more options. There is one thing that I must mention is that I don't know why, but when I use like tiny letters, which is, I don't know, lower than something like 100 pixels height, the entrance animation won't apply precisely. So I don't really understand why, but you need to remember that if something is not working properly, so try to make your font bigger, and don't forget that the height of each letter is super important, because we need to make sure that everything that is outside of the main container should be hidden. And this is why you should set a height, because if you keep it as auto, so you can see that now the container is basically same height as the entire height of each repeater, which will reveal all the numbers, and then the effect is missing. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I created like multiple examples in this website that I will share with you, so you can create really cool stuff with it. So until next time, keep building amazing sites on Wix Studio.